All right, let's get this show started, shall we? A lot of excitement in the room tonight, and really appreciate that. We welcome you. Welcome back to campus. Those of you that are coming back and haven't been here in a while, we appreciate you making the trek to come back this weekend. Before I actually get into a formal introduction and welcome, for those of you who have family and friends who did not make it, I don't know if you're aware or not, but I'm going to give you an opportunity. We are live video streaming this Hall of Fame event tonight, and I know it's normally rude to take out your phones during an event like this, but if you want to do that really quickly and text any family or friends, all they need to do is go to our website, richmondspiders.com. It's the first story up there. Just click on the link, and voila, they will see you live and in person on our YouTube page. So if you want to do that, I encourage you to do it, richmondspiders.com, and we are live video streaming tonight's festivities. So with that, I welcome you to our 45th University of Richmond Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony. On behalf of the University of Richmond and our athletic department, it is an absolute thrill to have you back with us this year. Maybe more importantly, it's our second post-pandemic induction ceremony. Like the rest of the country, we skipped a year and did not have the event. Last year, we eased back into it. We had quality, maybe not quantity. So this year, we've gone all out, and we have quantity and quality in our inductees with 5 well-deserving inductees, and we have a team of distinction, which we have not had in several years. So we feel really good about this year's induction class. All of our inductees, I know, are already record-setting student athletes. I think you've added another record tonight, and that's warmest temperature ever outside for a Hall of Fame induction ceremony. So we will update your bios on the website and add that one to it as well. But should be great weather for the weekend, for homecoming, for the football game, and we're just thrilled that it's going to be as nice as it is and you are back. So let's get our festivities started. And for that, for our official welcome, let me bring to the podium our Vice President and Director of Athletics, Mr. John Hart. John?
Thank you, Bob, and good evening, everyone. I'm going to tell you I haven't done a lot of these. This is my 5th year at Richmond, but this is the most energy I've felt in this room doing an event, so more power to you, and great to see you all. That's what I'm talking about. On behalf of the Spider Athletics, I'd like to welcome you all to Homecoming Weekend at the University of Richmond and to this induction ceremony, the Spider Athletics Hall of Fame. As we begin this wonderful event, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us to celebrate and to honor the incredible achievements of our class of 22 Hall of Fame inductees. As you can see, what an impressive group. But before we get tonight's main event underway, I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the efforts of some of the fine folks who made this evening's event possible. Specifically, I'd like to thank our MC and voice of the Spiders, Bob Black. Nobody does it better, Bob, so thank you. I'd also like to thank the hardworking members of the Spider Athletic Fund, Brandon Hodgins, Catherine Boulafont, and Aaron Matone. Thank you. And I'd also like to thank some of the unsung heroes, and especially and specifically the members of the Hall of Fame Selection Committee for their dedicated efforts in making tonight's possible. So thank all of you members of the committee. And finally, a special thanks and shout out to my assistant, Sharon Broyles, for all of her good work and tireless efforts putting tonight's event together. To each of you, thank you. This night couldn't be possible without your efforts. And now, for our honorees. A very special Spider welcome back. Really happy to see you on campus and meet you, many of you, for the first time. You're the reason we're gathered this evening. And we're all excited to hear from each of you and celebrate your exciting achievements. I always tell people that Hall of Fame inductions are one of my favorite events because you never know. You never know the stories. You never know which direction they're going to go, but you know there'll be tears. There'll be laughs, there'll be joy. It's just like getting on a roller coaster when you're a kid. It'll be ups and downs, And for me as an athletic director, and this is 30 years in the biz, it reaffirms every reason why I got in this business and this endeavor in the first place. Just to see the absolute best and the brightest honored and to hear about their achievements. So let's start the celebration and begin tonight's special ceremony in honoring our 5 new members of the Hall of Fame and the incredible team of distinction. Thank you. Enjoy tonight's ceremony. Go Spiders. Back to you, Bob.
A couple more there, John. When you used the phrase unsung, I thought you were going in this direction and you didn't, so if you don't mind, I'm going to. John's wife, Carole, is here tonight, and she is by John's side at virtually every athletic event. Welcome, Mrs. Hart. And we're thrilled to have the University of Richmond president, Kevin Halleck, and his wife, Tina, with us tonight as well. I was going to ask Kevin to come up and speak, but when we were talking beforehand, he mentioned that last night was his 203rd speaking engagement already as president of the University of Richmond. So I figured we'd give you the night off tonight, and you can just relax and enjoy the festivities, as John mentioned. Let me start with a tradition, as we normally do. Before we get to this year's class, I would like to honor those current members of the University of Richmond Athletics Hall of Fame who are with us tonight. If you would stand and please be honored. Current members of the University of Richmond Athletics Hall of Fame. All right, now the new members who are joining you in the Hall of Fame. Almost always the smallest player on the court, Belk always made the biggest plays. 3-time captain, she helped the Spiders transition from the CAA to the Atlantic 10. She was all-conference and all-academic in both conferences, as well as 2-time All-State. She finished with 1,206 points and a phenomenal program record, 793 assists. No other women's basketball player has more than 500 career assists. She owns the top 5 assist marks in a game and the top 3 assist totals in a season. In her senior year, she averaged 7.4 assists, which was 4th best in the nation. She led the conference, whichever conference it was, in assists all 4 years that she played for the Spiders, 30 games of 10 or more assists and 22 career double-doubles. As you might imagine, she had a future after playing at Richmond. She played professionally overseas and then went from being a coach on the court to a coach on the sideline, including head coach at Dartmouth from 2013 to 2021. And she recently joined former Spider Amy Mallon's staff at Drexel University. And now she joins the University of Richmond Athletics Hall of Fame, our first inductee, Michelle Belk.
I usually have to bring this microphone down. No, and Bob, I think you and my father are the only 2 people who know my stats. Seriously, right there? All right, good evening, everyone. It is so wonderful to be here in Richmond, Virginia, with family, friends, coaches, teammates, and fellow honorees, of course, ballers, just talent everywhere, to celebrate the incredible accomplishments of all these Spiders. Congratulations to all, and thank you for the opportunity to be part of this Hall of Fame tradition. Spiders, as we know, are a unique breed, mainly thanks to our ability to spin webs. I'm not going too cheesy on us, I promise. We build connections and hold on tight to all that is important. Tonight, in gratitude, I'd like to walk you through my web, acknowledge the people and experiences that have shaped my life from my time as a Richmond Spider, or as I was often called, the Itsy Bitsy Spider. As every basketball game begins at center court, I'd like to tip off in the center, the core, strength, and foundation of my web, my family. Here with me tonight are my parents, Dean and Olympia Koklanis, the most selfless, giving humans I know. Raising 5 children in Pelham, New York, they taught us how to love unconditionally, to face challenges head on, sometimes literally, and to always make time for play. They also taught us how to share. So when we talk about the number of assists, however many, that I was able to dish out in my playing career, we really need to be thanking Oli and Papadino. Yeah, thank them. Yeah, thank you. In addition to assists, my parents have logged many miles driving south on 95, all decked out in Spider gear for game time in the Robbins Center. And right there with them, as is the case now, was Uncle Andy and Teresa joining in on the fun and treating teammates to post-game crepes at Baker's Crust, of course. Let's go. After post-game, on occasion, a sibling or two would be able to make the trip south. And tonight, my brother Chris is in the house. One of my favorite pictures of all time is of Chris and I standing on the Robbins Center floor. It was senior year. I know this because the picture shows the A10 logo, and Chris was about 12 or maybe 13. He was holding a basketball while I was holding him, arm around his shoulder. Looking back on that moment now makes me smile, since my brother has devoted his professional pursuit to impacting women's basketball. He has been coaching in the WNBA for the past 7 years, and we're excited to see where his journey with basketball will take him next. I had to give him a shout out. This have to. So the center of my web, as you can see, sticks together. Thank you, family, for all your love and support. I know I only have 5 minutes, so I'll try to speed this up. Next, enter the Richmond part of my web. I wouldn't be here today if Bob Foley and Lynn Roman didn't decide to take a chance on all 5 feet of me. I was told numerous times by numerous people that I was too small to play Division I basketball. Stick with tennis, they would say. You'll go way farther. So you can imagine how nervous I was when Bob came for a home visit and watched me play a tennis match. Yep. It's true. I think I may have asked him multiple times if he was still recruiting me for the basketball program, just to confirm, because I really wanted to play basketball. All kidding aside, Bob and Lynn needed a point guard. And once I learned more about our Spider traditions, beautiful campus, and the Jepson School of Leadership Studies, I was hooked. I do have to admit, coming from New York, proclamation night, ring dance, and getting all dressed up for tailgates was a culture shock for me. And yet, I embraced it all. Bob, thank you for the opportunity to be a Spider, for believing in me and teaching me the game. Lynn, thank you for showing me what work ethic, commitment, and inspiration look like. I seriously cannot run up a hill without your voice in my head, encouraging me to lean in. I also would like to take a moment and send some love and prayers up to Coach Ginny Doyle. She was my coach here for 3 seasons and a colleague many years after that. And like all, I miss her dearly. Ginny is Richmond women's basketball, and I know she's here with us tonight. So while my coaches were mentoring me on the court, there were 2 other people inspiring my academic experience off the court. Dr. Richard Kudo, may he rest in peace, was my advisor at Jepson and kept me editing my thesis on leadership development in young adults way longer, long after graduation. I'm still editing the thesis. He taught me that every day we would experience some form of collaboration, conflict, and change. Dr. Kudo, you were right. And then there is Dr. Mary Lee Mifsud, who I actually got to see today. It was awesome. She's still teaching rhetoric and communication here at the university. Dr. Mifsud inspired me to use my voice confidently to express my thoughts and ideas. Words move people, she would say, and her words certainly moved me. Speaking of movement, how about the best part of being on a team? This team right here is a prime example. You feel the energy. Teammates. This part of the web it's really buzzing with memories of early morning practice. Follow me now. Mile runs, climbing the Robbins Center steps, bus trips with Rod and Randall. Those are our bus drivers. They were twins. They're awesome. We keep in touch. Locker room banter, locker room dances, Rich's good luck pig. He's retired now. D-Hall dinners, laughter, tears, Millie's Diner, missed free throws, buzzer beaters, late night heart-to-hearts, pig roast, Papa John's, high fives, overtimes, losses, and victories. Then it turns into weddings, births, alumni weekends, FaceTime to see the kids, phone calls for advice, and annual get-togethers because we just miss each other and we miss our college days. 3 of my teammates are here this evening, Carolyn Center, Kate Flavin, and Heather Rice. Thank you for your friendship, guidance, and support through the years. Prime example of great teamwork and teammate. Every year, like clockwork, Cece, Carolyn Center, sends me a birthday card. Literally, it's like the only person that I get a birthday card from. In the mail, every single year. Cece, I love you. Teammates in the entire Richmond spider web grab hold of you tight. Finally, we arrive at the present day web I am spinning. That of love, marriage, and motherhood. More like head spinning. The absolute best part of receiving this Hall of Fame honor today is that I get to share this experience with my wife, Jill, who, by the way, is not in the room. She's out there with Luca. She's running the New York City Marathon on Sunday. And our 2 daughters, Riley Harper and Luca Ray. Today is their very first time ever on campus, ever, a moment I have been eagerly anticipating. They are my world now, and the focus of all my future assists. Thank you again. I'm grateful to be a Spider.
Congrats again, Belle. And I'm sure Ginny was standing when we introduced the current Hall of Famers as well, because she is a Richmond Hall of Famer as well. Our next inductee was a 2-sport standout and captain, Lori Register Brown, field hockey and lacrosse student athlete. In field hockey, she was an all-region performer and a member of the United States field hockey team. She earned South Atlantic All-Conference honors and was named a College Field Hockey Coaches Association Academic All-American. On the lacrosse field, she was Richmond's #2 scorer her senior season with 26 goals, leading the Spiders to the ECAC playoffs. She was a member of the U.S. women's lacrosse team and was named to the Bryan Regional Women's Lacrosse All-American squad as well. She was honored as Female Student Athlete of the Year and the recipient of the Helen Reba Humbert Award, given to a graduating senior for athletic, leadership, and scholarly attributes. Lori also earned the Robbins School of Business Charles Norman Award. And for nearly 2 decades now, she has worked tirelessly and successfully to promote and grow girls' participation in lacrosse with her own training and development programs. Please welcome 2-sport standout into the University of Richmond Athletics Hall of Fame, Lori Register Brown.
Hello. Thank you for having me here tonight. I'm very excited to be here, and I want to make sure I congratulate everybody else in the room. I'm not much of a public speaker, so mine's going to be very short, and I am going to read it because that just is more comfortable for me, but hopefully the sincerity still comes through on how appreciative I am to be included in this group. I feel so honored to be here in this Hall of Fame class. I am fortunate to have always been surrounded by amazing, supportive people to help me achieve success. And it's moments like this that make me reflect back on family and friends and teammates and teachers and coaches who really made all this possible throughout my life. My parents never missed a game, similar to some stories we're hearing already, driving many, many miles from Pennsylvania to make sure they came to field hockey and lacrosse, no matter what, no matter where we were, they were there. They're in their late 80s now, so they're not here this evening, but I don't know if they figured out the live streaming link. We did try, maybe they'll get to see it that way, but I know they're here in spirit 100%. And how lucky was I that I had Janet Grubbs as my coach in both field hockey and lacrosse, and she's here tonight supporting me. Back in the 80s, 2-sport Division I athletes was a thing, and I think there's a couple going on right now. I think Ann said there might be one in the program now playing both field hockey and lacrosse, but there was a little tribe of us back then that would play both sports, and Janet was our leader throughout the whole year. So we spent a whole heck of a lot of time together, and we loved every minute of it. And I have to tell you, she mastered the balance of setting high expectations, driving a hard work ethic every day, while still showing that she truly cared for us as young women. And this was so important to me as a foundation in my life and principles moving forward that I'm forever grateful for the lessons that I learned from Janet, for sure. Under her leadership and surrounded by great teammates like Robin Cowan-Leahy, who's here supporting me tonight, my 4-year roommate through every year at Richmond, randomly put together freshman year and never left each other's sides. So we made it through. I even talked her into playing lacrosse because when she first came, she wasn't going to play, and she ended up playing field hockey and lacrosse with me for all 4 years. And I 100% am so happy she could be here tonight. Through that time, I gained self-confidence. I learned that hard work does pay off, and I truly appreciated the value of teamwork over the years. I would have never thought that I could play for the U.S. national team when I came in here, and by the time I was a senior, I actually believed I could do it, and I made the team. And it's thanks to them. So as student athletes here at UR, as I'm sure all of you know, we push ourselves in the classroom really hard too. It does definitely go beyond the field. I was challenged by many great professors while I was here, and I wasn't part of the business school. And to this day, I remember professors like Dr. Babb, who was one of my marketing professors, and so many things that he taught me and challenged me and pushed me out of my comfort zones. I was never good at speaking in groups. I'm still not great at speaking in groups, but I got better and learned so much from my time in the business school. I gained so many skills in critical thinking and problem solving that when I graduated, I felt really ready to go out into the workplace and do a great job somewhere. I felt very confident when I left here. And combining that with my participation in Division I sports, it taught me never to give up. I was not going to fail. I was going to figure out how to find a win one way or another. So really, sports enriched my life in so many ways that I decided to make my passion my career. So back in 2005, I started a company called T3 Lacrosse. And UR really gave me the foundation to find my success as an entrepreneur. And to this day, I still find that my work gives me a vehicle to impact and inspire young girls to play competitive lacrosse. And, I even got the opportunity to cheer on my 2 daughters in the Division I lacrosse world. I have Samantha and Devin here with me today, who also went on to play collegiate level lacrosse, so I appreciate that they're here. My husband, John Buccarelli, is also here. Thank you, Buck, for being by my side through all of this and helping me get through this speech. So coming full circle on this special day, it just reminds me it all started here at UR, and I really just couldn't be more grateful. So thank you for having me.
I think you underestimated yourself, Laura. You were great. You're a public speaker to be. In fact, here's the rest of it if you want to come up here and do this. No, from start to finish, Yulie Scott was the great Scott. He set freshman records for carries, yards, rushing touchdowns. Then he went on to his sophomore season, 299 carries, 1,318 yards, 13 touchdowns. Led the old Yankee Conference in rushing and was named first team all-conference. That season he had 8 100-yard games, highlighted by a 35-carry, 198-yard performance against James Madison. My memory's failing me. Was that a home game or an away game? Home game. I can't believe our statisticians at home did not find you 2 yards. Shame on our stat. We would never do that now. We're going to get you those 2 yards. In 1994, he was tabbed the preseason All-American and was once again an all-conference performer. Finished his career by breaking fellow Hall of Famer Barry Redden's UR records for rushing touchdowns and career touchdowns. His 41-game career has withstood the test of time. As we sit here and stand here tonight, he is still second on Richmond's all-time rushing yards list, 4th in single-season touchdowns, 3rd in career TDs, 1st in career rushing attempts, and is tied with Barry Redden for the most career 100-yard games. And now he joins Barry Redden as a member of the University of Richmond Athletics Hall of Fame. Yulie Scott.
Well, good evening to everybody and welcome here. Congratulations to all the inductees. Of course, great accomplishment by everybody here, and I'm definitely honored to be in the company with everybody who's in this hall. First of all, I want to say, excuse me, thanks to my God and Jehovah God, my Savior, and the one who's made it possible for me to do everything I can out here. I mean, it's the only way I'm here to do what I did. And after that, also, my parents, who unfortunately are not with us, my grandparents and my mother and father, but I certainly was given all the tools I needed by Rose Huggins and Harold Huggins, who gave me everything to be the kind of man I had to be to accomplish goals and to keep fighting for anything that I wanted to do in this world. So special thanks and appreciation goes to them for sure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to definitely thank the Hall of Fame committee and everybody here at Richmond who gave me a chance to even look at my way up in Pittsburgh to come down here to play football and the opportunity to play as a freshman and believed in me and give me the chance. Thank you so much for that. And backing that up was the academic advisors who put the time in with me, patience to make sure I was eligible to be out there to play on the field and achieve the things I did as an athlete here. So special thanks to them also. And can't do this without, you can't do it alone. You can't do it without someone helping you. So the team that I have behind me, from my family, a host of friends and cousins that were there for me when I didn't feel I was able to go on at certain times, they were the ones that pulled me through and made me see what I was able to accomplish. And I'm really appreciative for that. My coaches and the trainers who kept us on the field and the coaches who tutored us through my career, it was very special. They put the time in and showed me that I can accomplish everything they put in front of me. Also, I'd like to say thank you to my teammates, and without my brothers and my linemen especially, I wouldn't be here, clearly, without those guys. Along with that, it's everybody on the team, any people here that are being inducted as well on the team, part of a team, and you can't do these things by yourself. You need the love and support, and it's very important that we express how we feel to these people doing these things so that we can accomplish the goals as a team all together. My speech is going to be shorter probably than everybody else's, but I'm very excited to be here. I can't express enough the opportunity here at University of Richmond gave me, and I guess pretty much, I don't know what else I have to say. Because a lot, thank you, thank you. Thank you. And I just want to say to join those that are in the Hall of Fame, it certainly is an honor, and I thank you all very much for this honor. Thank you.
So I'll tell a little tale out of school with Yulie. I had the honor to make that phone call, which has really been fun to call people and let them know something like they're in the Hall of Fame. And I said, "Congratulations, Yulie. It'll be the weekend of November 4th and 5th." And he went, "Oh, that's my guy's weekend away." I'm like, "All right, well, we'll put you in another year." He's like, "No, I'll be there." I said, "Bring them on if they want to come." I guess they're away having a good. Maybe they're watching. I don't know, but we're glad you made it, Yulie. Thank you for being here. Pretty unique and rare what we're doing this year with our next two inductees, brothers being inducted into the Hall of Fame at the same time. Even more rare that both of them, at one time and for their careers, had the opportunity to play for the same coach. Even more rare that that coach is in our University of Richmond Athletics Hall of Fame, and even more rare that he's now an assistant coach in the National Basketball Association with the Detroit Pistons. So he could not be here tonight, but he did call me a few weeks ago and said, I would like to be a part of Gerard and Greg's induction. Can I send you a video? So I would ask you to turn your attention to the video screens for a very special message for Gerard and Greg Stevenson and the rest of the inductees from Spider Hall of Fame coach John Beeline. Greg and Gerard, Coach Beeline here. Congratulations to you and all those inductees in the University of Richmond Hall of Fame, Athletic Hall of Fame today. Tremendous honor for both of you. I don't know if you're aware of it, but I was inducted last year. And I can guarantee you one thing, that I would not be in that Hall of Fame if it weren't for student athletes like you two. And many of your teammates as well. That there is no way this coach ever has the success he had at Richmond without the Stevenson brothers helping him along the way. I do know this as well. The two of you were so good. You could have had Yulie as your coach. And you were going to take the Hall of Fame. You're both so good. So thanks for allowing our coaching staff to have so much success, and congratulations on this great honor. Gerard, let me just speak with you for a second, because I only got to coach for 1 year, but it was an incredible year, 97, 98. That you, Eric Poole, Carlos Cueto, Daryl Oliver, you just wanted to win. You were willing to sacrifice everything that you had trained for to just win games. And you were a monster in that season, right? Shooting 47%, I believe, from three, playing the 3 and the 4, 6 rebounds a game. I think we finished 23 and 8. For the first game against Virginia, your first win us together beating Virginia, which was a pretty good accomplishment, to your last win at South Carolina NCAA tournament. You were amazing. I always remember the South Carolina game. We started the game, Marseille Brown, Rob Duncan, bang. Like, yeah, we're in here today. We're in here. To the end, where you just sent 2 foul shots to win the game with very little time there. That's hard to do. And you never just got it done. So you were an amazing leader, quiet, but an amazing leader. Everybody just followed you what you did, and it just made us a better team. So thank you for being, and all of Richmond, thank you for being an outstanding, dedicated student athlete at the University of Richmond. Greg, a little different story. Not necessarily the quiet leader. Right? You love to talk out there, and I got to coach you 3 years. 1 year as a red shirt, and then 2 years as a coach. And what an experience. 2 brothers couldn't be more different in coaching, and both gave incredible results. Like Gerard won a CAA tournament championship, you led your team to a regular season CAA championship. And the CAA at that time was a monster. And we won it in your senior year. But you shot 48% from three. This doesn't happen today. Nobody shoots 48. You both of them. You both played 35 minutes a game. I think somebody played about 30 seconds more. Shot incredible from three, rebounded, and it just led us to an average of 20 minutes per year. So that year when we were a senior, we won at George Washington, they were really good. At Mississippi State, they were really good. At Old Dominion, they were really good. At VCU, they were very, very good. It was amazing how good, and I think East Carolina as well. Oh, UNC Wilmington. We beat Wilmington twice. Once 41-37, and another time like 85-84 or something. Amazing games. George Mason, we won George Mason, we won George Mason easily at home that day too. It was a monster. So incredible what both of you have done with your teammates. Congratulations, Greg, Gerard, amazing players. So I'm so proud that I was a small part of your journey in your life, and I look forward to just starting with your families. The journey is about it just continues to go, and I really look forward to following that in the years to come. So stay in touch. Congratulations to you, those fighters. So John called me in a panic a couple days ago, and he said, Bob, do you think they'll know who Howdy Doody is? And I said, John, if they're a little bit like me, which I'm in that class, I think they're going to know who Howdy Doody is. And if you don't, for the younger generation, Google it. Howdy Doody. You'll find out all about it. So appreciate Coach Beeline sending that along. And again, sorry that he couldn't be here tonight. So he pretty much gave the story of both Greg and Gerard Stevens. And just to recap and to affirm that John was telling the truth, he knew exactly what he was talking about. Let's start with Greg. 2 seasons, 1,125 points. That's 18.5 points one year, 19.7 points the other year. 2-time state player of the year, 2-time first team, all CAA, all tournament team in 2000. 2-time team captain, 40-19 record, 23-9 in the CAA. And he finished his career by being named the 2001 Spider Club Student Athlete of the Year. He went on to play professionally overseas for 2 decades. And now he's back home, and he's back home with us as a University of Richmond Athletics Hall of Famer, Greg Stevenson. As tall as we can for you, Greg.
Whew. Wow. Now looking back, that does look pretty impressive stat-wise. I really never knew I did that much. Basketball kind of came easy for me. Speaking is a little tougher, so I'm gonna try to keep this short. But Hall of Fame, wow. When you play the game, you don't realize, or you don't think, I'm doing this to be in the Hall of Fame. You kind of just play it for the love of the game, and which is what I did. I got to thank my parents, first of all. They are why I am who I am today. My mother worked hourless jobs, countless hours, trying to make sure we were safe, we were good. And my dad was in the military, and he had those commitments there. So they would always try to make sure we were together. I'm one of 3. I'm actually the middle child. So some people say I had middle child syndrome, fighting for the attention and everything. I was always following Big Brother around, trying to do what he did. And funny thing is, I followed him to the University of Richmond. He's actually been very instrumental in my development as a person and a player. I really look up to you, big bro. And I appreciate everything you've done for me, all the lessons that you've taught me. And I hope I'm someone you can look at and be proud of. But this is pretty awesome. But with everything that I've done, I was not able to do it by myself. With the team sport of basketball, you got to have great teammates, people on the same page, as you guys already know. If you're not on the same page, it's going to be hard to have big accomplishments and whatnot. So, as so many people that's helped out, Coach Beeline, his staff, obviously you heard Coach Beeline. He's a great person, great motivator, great speaker, and he really motivated me to be the best that I can be. And he really changed my career path as far as playing basketball and taking it to the next level, which I was able to do and play a 20-year career. So I like to thank him for that and his staff. But also with that 20-year career, I was able to travel the world and see many places and have many experiences. And one of my best experiences was meeting my wife, Eliana, in South Korea. And we have 2 beautiful children, Natalia Stevenson and Lucian Stevenson. And they are why I do what I do, other than my parents. And so I was very fortunate to be able to come to Richmond get a great education, and then obviously have an athletic career and meet them. So I'm very happy about this. And again, congratulations to all the Hall of Fame inductees and Hall of Famers. I'm glad to join in such an elite group. And thank you. Thank you for having me.
Congrats again, Greg, and welcome back. Great to have you back. To recap what Coach Beeline was saying about Gerard, he only coached him for that senior season, but what a senior season that was. 19-plus points per game, named CAA and State Player of the Year. Wasn't going to let his brother outdo him later. First team All-CAA, CAA All-Tournament team, and then those NCAA tournament games against South Carolina. In that stunning victory, 24 points, 5 rebounds. The second round game against Washington, 21 points. He was named the CBS Chevrolet Player of the Game in both of those contests. Finished with 1,482 points, double figures 3 of his 4 seasons. The 1998 Spider Club Athlete of the Year. Gerard also went on to a successful 2-decade professional career overseas, including being on the South Korean national team. He is currently the head boys basketball coach at Seaforth High School in Pittsboro, North Carolina. He mentioned before we started tonight, he's now realizing what Coach Beeline went through and how difficult it is to be a basketball coach. He is now a University of Richmond Athletics Hall of Famer, Gerard Stevenson.
Well, since I'm the quiet one, I guess I'm going to try to keep this short. Congratulations to all the fellow Hall of Fame inductees. Special congratulations to my brother. I didn't know that this was a special day for us. I mean, they told us that we're the first brothers to be inducted into the Richmond Hall of Fame, so it's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool. First, I'd like to thank God for all the gifts that He's given to me and my family. I want to thank my parents, Tommy and Song Stevenson. They helped make me the decision to come to the University of Richmond, and they supported me through all 4 years here. We lived in Fayetteville, which is right down 95. It's probably like a 4-hour drive almost, and they made sure to always come into all our games and really support us. I also want to thank my beautiful wife, Nicole. We were dating at the time when I was here, and she was definitely there to support me in my younger years as a college student, going through the student athlete ups and downs and dealing with college life. So thank you for that. I also want to thank you for helping our family get ready for this event. I mean, we got 2 teenage boys that would rather be in sweats and a t-shirt. She was able to get them in, yeah. So yeah, got them cleaned up and looking good. She was able to work their magic. And my youngest daughter, Naomi, she's a preteen, so she's now starting to really get into how her hair looks, and Nicole was able to work her magic on her as well, and they're all looking great. So thank you for that. I also want to thank Coach Yulie, who recruited me to come to the University of Richmond. He was my coach for the first 3 years, him and his staff. I guess as you saw, Coach Beeline was my coach my senior year. He led us to having a great season, and I want to thank him for that. Also, you know, basketball is a team sport, so I want to thank all my teammates. But obviously, as a special thank you to Eric, Poole, Carlos Cueto, Daryl Oliver, even though he's not here. We all came in together as freshmen. I mean, we were teenagers, not really knowing what to expect. And we left here, we grew into young men, and I know we supported each other, and I'm glad to see that you was able to make it to support me here. This is an individual award, but obviously I wouldn't be able to get this award without these guys, Eric, Carlos, Daryl, helping me to achieve the things that I did and things that the team did. So I'm happy to say that we're like in a party of a select few. We was able to go to the NCAA tournament and upset a team, so I guess we're pretty much giant slayers, which is pretty cool. Not too many people can say that. And I guess lastly, I want to thank the Richmond Spider Athletics for putting this together and honoring all of us Hall of Famers. Thank you, and go Spiders.
Actually, I think you're onto something, Gerard. I get asked all the time, what are the rules, what are the guidelines of Hall of Fame? And my answer is we really don't have many rules or guidelines. That's kind of on purpose, to be honest with you. But T-shirts and sweats, that could be a guideline. The MC would be in favor of that. I can tell you that. Congratulations, Gerard. Welcome back. Time for our team of distinction. They've been bursting, waiting. And we don't do this every year, so it really is special when we do induct a team of distinction. They were in just their 7th year in 2002 as a soccer program. They accomplished what hasn't been accomplished in the next 20 years. They are obviously celebrating their 20th anniversary this year. So they defeated number 2 seed Dayton 1-0 and number 1 seed Rhode Island 3-1 to win the Atlantic 10 championship, and went on to the NCAA tournament where they shocked the soccer world with a 1-0 triumph over 15th-ranked Clemson. See, here we go. That was the first round. Waiting next was a James Madison team that had beaten them during the regular season. Richmond ended JMU's season with another 1-0 victory, which sent them on to the Sweet 16, where they lost to the eventual national champion Portland. That 2002 team set a program record with 15 wins, had victories in 9 of their last 11 matches, finished 16th in the nation, their highest ranking in program history. Yes. So Coach Peter Albright was all lined up to be here, talked to him several times. He talked about his speech and seeing all of the young ladies and all of that. And as it turns out, Peter is doing what Peter does, which is coach soccer. And he's evidently having a very successful run through a tournament this weekend, maybe unexpectedly. So he is not here tonight. So I'm going to ask one of the captains to come up and not only give Peter's remarks, but I'm sure some of her own as well. And ladies, I will tell you when we are done, we do have awards for you as well. So when the program is over, please come on up next to the screen and grab your medallion symbolizing your team's induction into the Hall of Fame. To make those remarks, here is team captain Katie Crine-Small. Katie?
Hi, everyone. So as Bob said, I'm going to be pinch hitting for Coach Albright. So he had sent over some remarks that he was planning to say, and then I'm just going to take a few minutes to talk about my own thoughts about the team. So let's start with Coach Peter Albright's thoughts. Dear Hall of Fame committee, invited guests, and fellow honorees, unforeseen circumstances prevent me from attending tonight, but please know that I'm with you in spirit. The 2000 women's soccer team being honored tonight is the embodiment of the best of UR women's sports. The accomplishments they achieved foreshadowed the amazing professional and personal lives that they've gone on to live. Doctors, scientists, mothers, coaches, educators, businesswomen, therapists, and humanitarians. They represent our very best aspirations. We hope to live rich and meaningful lives. On to, he really needed to reiterate what has already been said, but we'll do it again. The 2002 season was remarkable. If only for these accomplishments: A10 champions, NCAA tournament victory over Clemson, tournament victory second round victory over JMU, and final ranking of number 16 in the nation out of 335 teams. So then he goes on to give some specifics about the teammates. Even more remarkable was the path to these accomplishments. Whitney's brilliant strike to win the semifinal against favored Dayton, Oaks' sublime goal to put URI away in the final, Ish, who's sadly not here, adding icing on the cake in the 85th minute, and marking Clemson All-American Dee Arrington, I remember her, out of the game, and Megan Cox standing tall in goal, giving Jessie Marino the room to score the game winner. Etta, Bethany, and Oaks executing a beautiful, it's amazing, he remembers this, 5-pass sequence to set up Ish for the JMU game winner, sending the Spiders to the Sweet 16. These memories are etched in my mind forever, and I think a lot of our minds as well. I feel blessed to have been a part of this story. These women represent the very best of what we hope to accomplish as athletes and as human beings. I'm so proud and grateful for this tremendous recognition. So that was Coach's comments. So I'll go on to mine. So Coach Peter Albright obviously talked a lot about what we did on the field, our victories, everything that made us the number 16 ranked team in the nation. So I just want to take a few minutes, and I will be brief, to talk more about who these women are as individuals, and I'm probably going to cry, and I'll just try to make it through. So as Bob graciously introduced me, my name is Katie Small, formerly Katie Crine. I had plenty of nicknames. My husband actually told me that I shouldn't say my nickname, so I'm not going to say them out loud. So I want to take a moment, just as Coach said, to thank everyone here in this room. The other inductees are incredibly accomplished, and it's such an honor to be in this room with all of you today. So when you think about the word distinction, right, we are the team of distinction, which is an incredible honor. It's defined as excellence that sets someone or something apart from others. And yes, as I said, yes, we made it to the Sweet 16. It was an incredible accomplishment. And yes, that exemplified our excellence. But I believe what truly made this team so distinctive were the characteristics that defined the group of young women sitting here today, and that ultimately defined our team. Our team was and still is, I mean, I feel like we were literally just on the field yesterday. We are so special, so unique in the most amazing way, caring, ambitious, and a competitive group of young women, older now, unfortunately. We cared deeply about playing soccer, but more importantly, we cared deeply about each other. We did not have one superstar on our team. We were a group of stars, all with such distinct characteristics, skills, and traits. We celebrated those differences, lifted each other up, and ultimately, I believe that's what led to our success. So Ben and I, my husband, right, we have two boys, Jake and Ty. They're 11 and 9. And they play a lot of sports. And they love playing. And as parents, we want them to feel the joy in sport and continue as long as they continue to feel that joy. And I hope and wish that they feel the same magic that I felt on this team once in their time playing sports. So just to finish, I learned so many life lessons throughout my 4 years at Richmond, especially during the 02 season. I have and always will cherish the time on the field, on the bus, in the locker room. The bus was so fun, but so disgusting at the same time. And you all know, we've all been there. You are an incredible, incredible group of women. And I feel so fortunate to call each and every one of you a teammate and most importantly, a friend. Thank each and every one of you for making that season unforgettable. And that's it.
Champions on and off the field. Katie, great job of pinch hitting for Peter. Even better because he'd still be talking, so, which is okay. And again, ladies, we do have medallions for you as well after we complete here in just a moment. And if all of you would please come up because we do want our photographer to get a team picture. Did you guys play all your games in the mud and rain, by the way? Like every team picture I found, you guys were in mud and rain. So unless we're going to cart in some water and mud here, we're going to get a dry team picture of you. So please come on up as soon as we're done here. But again, congratulations. And as Katie said, it truly is a team of distinction. So congratulations on a great honor. We're about done. Just a couple of quick reminders. Again, inductees, team of distinction, you'll be honored at halftime of the football game. I think you've gotten instructions for that to be honored down on the field. You'll be in the president's suite during the game so you can socialize some more and enjoy that as well. And again, we're supposed to have an absolutely beautiful day tomorrow, so I think you're going to have a great time out there. Before we leave, one more time, how about a round of applause for the 2022 University of Richmond Athletics Hall of Famers. The stage and backdrops are yours for as many family photos as you'd like to take. Stay as long as you'd like. This evening, again, Team of Distinction, we do want you up there. Have a great time at the football game tomorrow, and go Spiders.